Congratulations, new kid. With an enchilada and a burrito, you've crafted an enchirito. That's the first time anyone's ever done that.
We recently got to play a couple of hours of South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Just like the Stick of Truth and, well, South Park in general, The Fractured But Whole wastes absolutely no time in letting you know that nothing is safe from being the butt of a joke. Here are 7 times South Park: The Fractured But Whole went there and probably made you laugh while doing it. Woohoo! Right from the beginning, The Fractured But Whole isn't messing around. During the character creation process, you will be asked to choose your difficulty, which turns out to be a slider that also chooses your skin colour. With the whiter the skin, the easier the difficulty. It's clearly a bit of satirical social commentary, and while it doesn't affect combat or how capable your character is, as mentioned by Cartman,
don't worry, this doesn't affect combat, just every other aspect of your whole life.
We were informed by Ubisoft that it does change certain social aspects of the game. For example, the lines of dialogue some NPCs will say and how they treat you, plus how much money your character receives from encounters. It's possibly the most South Park joke there's ever been.
You see, douche, all superheroes have a compelling backstory. It's from that backstory that their powers gain meaning. Let's take you back to when you were just a child.
Of course, every superhero has to have an origin story, and Cartman narrates yours for you while you're coming up with your superpowers in the Coon and Friends lair. This whole sequence serves as the combat tutorial for your newfound powers, and the home intruders are delightfully helpful in that regard.
I'll just get out of the way.
But the real horrors begin once they've been defeated.
And so you beat them. All seemed to be okay, but then you finally reached your parents' door. And what you saw when you opened that door changed your life forever and led you to fighting crime. You were too late, because when you opened that door, you saw your dad fuck your mom.
The real source of your power? Childhood trauma.
Wow, that's a pretty heavy backstory.
Later on in the game, you head to the school for a quest called The Talk. While creating your character in the beginning, there is no option to choose whether that character is male or female. You just pick the clothes, hair, and makeup that looks good to you. However, when you're called into Mr. Mackey's office, he'll ask you whether you identify as male, female, or other. We chose female.
You're a girl? Okay, we were all under the impression that, Can you just hang on a minute? I need you to call your parents, okay?
Mr. Mackey will then call your parents, who will support you no matter what you say.
Oh, you knew that? Okay. Well, no, of course, it's fine. It's just, I believe everyone was under the impression that, he was a boy.
The game then lets you determine whether your character is cisgender or transgender, and Mackey will again phone your parents to confirm.
Oh, okay, well, I thought that... I didn't know you were in the middle of a, Can you hang on a minute? I need to call your parents. Let me know.
And they'll support your choices while poking fun at the fact that the whole interaction is subtly retconning the fact that these options weren't available in the Stick of Truth.
You're right. Yes, of course. It still tracks with the Stick of Truth. Yes, it does.
Well. If it ain't a transgendered girl.
When you leave the school immediately after speaking to Mackey, a bunch of rednecks will pull up and attack you, saying they don't want your kind around. We checked with Ubisoft, and apparently the rednecks will attack you no matter what your previous choices were, with slightly tweaked dialogue depending on what you picked. With the rednecks sent packing, it isn't clear whether these choices will ever be brought up again, aside from them being on your character sheet.
America, love it or get your ass kicked, socialist! Ow!
Dude, why? What do you have against mosquitoes?
Well, hello, new child. I haven't seen you before.
When your character is on a quest to figure out their deepest, darkest fears, they visit the church, where Father Maxey tells them to step into a meditative chamber.
Oh, hey, I'm in your imagination. Just a friendly Catholic priest who would like to get to know you a little better.
Yeah, that's right. I'm totally in your imagination, too. About to give you a shoulder rub. Ever imagine you'd feel something like this?
Let me adjust the lighting in here a bit so we can get some visuals with that.
Once inside, they'll be confronted with 2 unbelievably creepy priests and some very inappropriate music. A fight will be initiated, and luckily, both Father Hansley and Father McManus only use telegraphed attacks that are easily avoided. So, as long as you move out of the way of their rosary beads and wandering digits, you'll be pretty untouchable. The whole thing will come as no surprise to anyone familiar with South Park humour, so just make sure you bring the smackdown and make the bad guys regret their life choices.
I've got God's love here. Who am I gonna give it to?
This is the part where the bad guys regret their life choices.
Your reward will be an outfit you'll almost certainly never want to wear.
Harry's. Well, gosh, I feel just awful about all that.
After you survive being locked in a dark room with 2 predatory priests, Father Maxie will hand you a macaroni picture given to him by a rabbi friend, a consumable item you can use to summon the prophet Moses. You'll also get the crafting recipe to make more later. Using this powerful summon during battle will heal all your allies, but it's also got us wondering what the other summons in the game will be.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Super Best Friends.
Perhaps the other members of the Super Best Friends. Jesus was a summon in the Stick of Truth, so that checks out, though we wouldn't be surprised if the Fractured Butthole went further and had more than just 4 summon options. The Fractured Butthole also expands on the simple pooping minigame from the Stick of Truth. Now, wherever you find a toilet, you can improve your pooping repertoire with some more complex QuickTime events, where you have to, among other things, build up gas and pinch it off. Who knew there were so many ways of saying poo, but at least you get some fun minigame music to go with it. Early on in the game, Cartman asks you to go find Mosquito in order to learn about your weakness, i.e. your kryptonite. He tells you you'll find Mosquito at Raisins, but warns you not to be tempted by their amazing wings and hot bitches. Inside, you'll see Mosquito has done just that, and is bragging about, the Zika virus.
Wow, I didn't know mosquitoes could be so tough.
Yeah, well, ever heard of the Zika virus?
So you'll have to snap him out of his trance by fighting the Raisins girls, who really just want you to pay your tab. Given that we then attack them and refuse to leave a tip, we might be the bad guys in this particular scenario, but, well, you do have a character sheet to fill out. So what's a new kid to do? Fighting off the would-be temptresses, who are all named after cars, Mosquito will give you the option of choosing your kryptonite.
Alright, let me see your character sheet.
We think we made the right decision.
Tastes like crab and look like people. We want to overthrow mankind, those guys.
No mercy, guys!
So, there you go. South Park The Fractured Butthole is, well, it's very South Park. What did we expect? If you want to see an extended Let's Play and take a look at how we got on with the new combat system, click on one of the videos on screen now, and maybe even subscribe if you want to check out more video stuff from Eurogamer. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Somebody wake me when it's my turn.
How'd you get lasers? I want lasers.